going to get started. I would ask everyone that is able to please rise for the presentation of the colors by the Hamden Police Department. Now, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Mayor Kurt Lang.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, I still ask you all to remain standing. We have a special treat here for you. Please remain standing for the national anthem, which will be sung by May Valerio, Hamden High School 9th grade student. Great job, May. Thank you very much. You know, it takes a lot of guts to sing the national anthem in front of folks. You know, absolutely, 9th grader, right? We need, right, more young folks, right, to take up that challenge. So that's what it's about. Remembering the flag, remembering our country, honoring the flag, and doing our best when it comes to time to sing the national anthem. So at this point in time, I'd like to please retire the colors. So again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Thank you. It's good to see you all here. Oh, and it's my privilege and honor to have you all here. So as you all know, I'm the State Senator George Logan. And I'll say this because oftentimes folks are sometimes don't quite understand what I do as a state senator, right? So my job as a state legislator, I go to Hartford, right? And we have Senator Blumenthal and Senator Murphy. They go to Washington. So I'm here, along with the rest of the state legislators, like Representative Robin Porter, doing the work that we need to do here to pass laws here in Connecticut, laws that help us to better the quality of life for all residents living, working here in Connecticut. And again, it's my honor to be in this position to be able to help out. So again, thank you all for attending today's Veterans Wartime Service Medal ceremony. Take a look around this auditorium. It is filled with heroes. Folks, yes, absolutely. And this is a celebration here. We're here to honor those veterans that are here with us today and those that have passed, but we're not going to forget their memories, and that's why we're here today. I know I speak for my fellow state legislators and local elected officials when I say we have great respect for the many men and women who have bravely served our country. So a little history about the awards and medals that we're giving out today. In 2005, the state legislature created the Connecticut Veterans Wartime Service Medal to honor all Connecticut veterans who have served their country. Eligible veterans include members of the military who served in a time of war and were Connecticut residents at the time they were called to active duty, or residents of the state on the date of the award. Medals are also given posthumously for veterans who died on or after January 1st, 2000. This event is just one small way to express our appreciation for all they have done. We are happy to play a role in giving these vets long overdue recognition for their brave service. So thank you all for being here on this special day. Thank you for your patriotism. Thank you for your commitment to country. And thank you for your sacrifice in protecting the freedoms we hold so dear. What I'd like to do now is just recognize folks we have with us today. On stage, we have Mr. Tom Sadie, Commissioner of the Connecticut Department of Veterans Affairs. You can raise your hand and stand up. He's going to say a few words to you in a few moments. You have the Hamden Mayor, of course, everyone knows, Mayor Kurt Lang. Always there to help the people of Hamden. He and I work well together, and it goes to show that he's here because he understands the importance of our veterans in our community, and he always supports the veterans every chance that he gets in our community. State Representative Robin Porter, representing parts of Hamden and New Haven. Most folks know Robin as well. Abner Oates, USNR, retired, Chairman of the Hamden Veterans Commission. The very popular Vera Morrison, Hamden Town Clerk. Going to help out with the pinning later as well. And also in the audience we have Luigi DeSorbo, Post 150 Commander. Where are you? I don't have my glasses on. There you are. Thank you. And I also want to give another round of applause for May Valerio, the Hampton High School student who sang the national anthem. Let's give her a big round of applause. Thank you, May. And I'm going to go a little bit off script for a moment, because when you take a look at our veterans, folks who have fought in the wars, those that are in the military, the families play a big role. So my younger brother, Hector Logan, he was in the service in the early 90s. He was in South Korea in the DMZ zone. And my mother, Olga Taylor Logan, Mom, stand up, Mom. Give a wave there. That's right. And let me tell you, I know firsthand the type of worry that she had when he was overseas, But she understood the importance of it, and it was for country. And so the family that are here as well is wonderful, and it's good to see so much support here from the community and from the families of our veterans. So thank you very much. So at this point in time, I want to introduce Commissioner Thomas J. Sadie. He is going to say a few words. It is an honor and a privilege for me to introduce to you Commissioner Tom Sadie. Commissioner Sadie was recently confirmed as the Veterans Affairs Commission this past February. Previously, he served as acting commissioner. And prior, he had served as Chief of Staff and General Counsel for the department. Commissioner Sadie is a major in the U.S. Army Reserve and also serves on the Danbury City Council. I introduce to you Commissioner Sadie, Thomas Sadie. Come on up. Yes.
Sadie, but that's okay.
Oh my God. We went over this about, what, 10 times? And what was it? Sadie.
Sadie.
All right, Commissioner, thank you.
Thank you.
We're meeting for the first time.
Thank you, Senator Logan, for the introduction. And notwithstanding the fact that I have a very short name, it is mispronounced all the time, so don't worry about that. Good afternoon, Representative Porter, Mayor Lang, Chairman Oakes, Town Clerk Morrison, guests, and most importantly, veterans and current service members. I truly appreciate the opportunity to be here today to participate in this ceremony to honor our Connecticut Wartime Service Veterans. I also want to thank the Hamden Police Department Color Guard for their support of this ceremony and for the support of so many veterans and veteran organizations that are represented here today for their continued service to our community. So to our veteran service organizations, thank you as well. It's an honor for me to serve as Commissioner of the Department of Veterans Affairs because I have the opportunity to lead an agency with the mission of serving those who have served. And with those 4 simple words comes an awesome responsibility, as it is only because of those who have served that we as Americans can gather in this free and democratic nation, that we can worship as we choose, that we can speak our minds, support or oppose government policies and politicians without fear of oppression. And it is our flag which since June 14, 1777, has officially stood for a nation created by and sustained by the men and women of our armed forces, past and present. The stars and stripes are not just colors on a piece of cloth. They stand for something, for freedom, and for the democracy we enjoy as Americans, which has been paid for by the service and sacrifice of those in uniform, some who have made the ultimate sacrifice, so that not only we as Americans, but hundreds of millions of people across the globe can live in freedom, something we must never forget and ensure that others in this nation never forget. But unfortunately, as I have said before, and I'll repeat time and time again because it deserves repeating, this nation has at times forgotten. It has at times failed to take up the mantle of supporting veterans and their families, as the Senator has said. This was especially the case for our Vietnam veterans, who unjustly had to endure the insults and attacks of protesters and politicians and the apathy of an American public to their plight. What those protesters, what the politicians, and what the public forgot, and what we must remember, is that it's not the veteran who starts the war. It's not the veteran who decides national policy and how that war is conducted. It's not the veteran who has the opportunity to sit at the negotiating table to negotiate an armistice, a ceasefire, or a lasting peace. But it is the veteran who served, who fought, who suffered, and who sacrificed, no matter their personal political feelings, because they answer to a higher calling, that of duty, honor, and country. So to the Vietnam veterans who are here today, if you can, I ask you to please stand so that we may thank you for not losing faith in the American public, and thank you for your service, and welcome you home. Thank you. Thank you for your service and for keeping faith, American people. And to all who have served in time of war, whether domestically or abroad, you raised your right hand. You took that oath to protect and defend this nation. So I ask all of you who have served in time of war to raise that right hand again, and if you can, for all our wartime service veterans to please stand. So we may thank you collectively, all our wartime service veterans here today. Thank you for your service. As we recognize the wartime service veterans that are here today, no matter one's political beliefs about our nation's international, domestic, or military policies, we must ensure that in this nation, we support and serve our veterans so that they may too enjoy the freedom that they secured for us. That means we must match our words with actions, such as those actions taken by Senator Logan, Representative Porter, and their colleagues to restore funds to the State Department of Veterans Affairs in Rocky Hill. And that is certainly matching your words with actions for our veterans. Thank you. The veterans who are here today are part of this nation's rich military tradition and history. But unlike the military traditions of other countries with great histories of conquest, the American military tradition is not one of conquest for the sake of glory, but a history of fighting for freedom. The freedom of 13 colonies, the freedom to keep those colonies free from reconquest, the fight to free a people in bondage and in shackles in their own nation, the fight to keep that nation a whole nation, the fight in 2 world wars to free Europe, Africa, and the Pacific from tyranny, and then in Korea and Vietnam, aiding a desperate people in the fight against communist aggression. And since Vietnam, Americans have deployed to dozens of troubled spots in security and stability operations, and hundreds of thousands have served in Iraq, Afghanistan, and across the globe since 2001. Courageous Americans from every generation have stepped forward to fight for freedom, and did so with the flag held high as a symbol of freedom, not just for Americans, but for others across the globe. That is why I am humbled and honored to be able to be here today to join with the dignitaries on this podium to recognize our wartime service veterans and to present to our wartime service veterans of Connecticut the Connecticut Wartime Service Medal. I thank you for your service. May God bless our veterans, the members of our armed forces, and the United States of America. Thank you.
This is a time, and it's helpful to the communities, helpful for our families, and for those generations that are coming up, that they understand the sacrifices that you all have made, the families have made. Very, very important. And now we're going to have Commissioner Sadie's going to come up, and he's going to cover an area that we'd like to mention today, which I think is very appropriate and timely given the recent world events.
Thank you, Senator. While not on the agenda, a veteran rightfully pointed out to me that I'd overlooked something in my remarks regarding the recent return of many remains of POW MIAs from the Korean War. To their brother veterans who are here today, thank you for your service, and ask for a moment of silence for all POW MIAs, tens of thousands who still are unaccounted for. You may stand if you're able, or you may reflect in your seats. May God grant their families peace, and may all our veterans one day return home. Thank you.
Thank you. And that just about wraps up our ceremony today. Thank you all for coming here. I want to thank all of the families, all the veterans who have come, have made the trek to come out here. It's very important for our community to recognize our veterans, to recognize those who have fought for us, keep their memories alive if they have passed away. Remember those who have made the ultimate sacrificed. And it was my pleasure, and Representative Robin Porter and all those involved to put this together and to do our little part to help and make sure that the memories of our veterans remain strong and lives on in our communities and with our children. And again, I say it again, you take a look of all the news that's going around the world, it's our men in service, servicing our country, serving our country, that are keeping us safe. And we need to recognize that. Those that are actively in service now and those that have fought in the past, and those that have served in the past, vitally important. So again, I want to thank you all for being here. Our ceremony is over. Now, what I'm going to attempt to do, and this is not going to be very easy for me, and it may not come out as smoothly as a man of clergy, but I'm going to try to do a benediction to close this off, all right? In the name of God, for all those who have served in the military, currently served in the military, those who have sacrificed their lives, the families and friends, the United States of America, I want to thank God for allowing us to have the privilege and all of the liberties that we share here in the United States of America. As we move forward, let us not ever forget those who have served our country. It is something that we should never, ever forget. Amen. And again, thank you all. Thank you very much.